I have driven a lot of Jeeps in my day, and some, like the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, have been pretty crazy. But I think this one here takes the cake. I mean, stuff a HEMI into a Wrangler and still give it all the off-road chops? Yeah, this is the six-figure Wrangler 392 Final Edition.
It was 4 years ago when Jeep said, you know what, let's give the iconic Wrangler the power of the HEMI. Because who wouldn't want an OG 4x4 with 470 V8 horses that sounds like a muscle car? Now flash ahead to the 2024 model year, and Jeep has produced its last 3,700 units of this Wrangler 392 while dubbing it the Final Edition.
As you know, Jeep's parent company has never been one to shy away from absurdity, and I would rank this one right up there. I mean, stuffing this big 6.4-liter HEMI under the hood of a Wrangler, as you can see, it's a very tight fit, so this is an engineering marvel. It also adds a tremendous amount of personality to the Wrangler driving experience. And don't worry, when Stellantis says final, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt.
Wait a minute, what's this? This isn't the Final Edition? You mean Stellantis has reneged by building more Wrangler 392s for the 2025 model year? Well, that's good news for some, but lousy for those who bought this one thinking they had the last of the litter. And to assuage that latter group, Jeep made sure to keep the grill guard and toolkit exclusive to their Wranglers. Now, as we know, exclusivity doesn't come cheap. So this highly optioned V8 monster in front of you is priced at $108,475. Now, for some perspective, a modest Wrangler Sport 4-door starts at only $38,500. So this is indeed a big deal, with the operative word being big. A 6.4-liter HEMI V8 producing 470 pound-feet of torque, an over 2-inch lift delivering nearly a foot of ground clearance, 35-inch all-terrain KO2s, an 8,000-pound winch, 83-piece toolkit, and a 48-to-1 crawl ratio coalesce for a very unique experience, one marked by high performance both on and off-road. After all, you don't envision a Jeep like this blowing the doors off of a Porsche Cayman, yet it can, with a 0 to 60 time of only 4.5 seconds. It's also quicker than a Defender V8, which has 2 fewer doors. And that sound, it's like driving a Wrangler Scat Pack, if you will. The dual-mode exhaust system gives you control over how sinister it should be. And I love this. The look couldn't be more spot on. The Earl Grey paint with bronze accents, accompanied by its wider, taller stance. I mean, this is the best-looking Wrangler ever. The bronze theme carries over to the interior, too, which is absolutely loaded. Now, it's a very tall step inside, with only the narrow rock sliders providing a leg up, but then it's all soft Napa leather, cool tech, and surprising comfort. It's also much quieter in here than you'd ever imagine. Still, though, a purchase like this requires some compromise.
I've often wondered why people go out and buy the Wrangler Rubicon model, but then only drive it back and forth to work. I mean, talk about overkill. This is a serious off-road machine that can be driven on road, but at quite the sacrifice. And the first thing you'll notice, of course, is the really sloppy steering on these big off-road knobby tires. And then the braking at times, particularly with the V8, can be a little whoa. And then with this HEMI, I'm only getting about 13 miles per gallon on premium gas. And all told, it's just a little rough around the edges. I mean, it's a Jeep, after all, that's been designed to be climbing over rocks. Now, that being said, this 392 Final Edition is chock full of comfort and convenience features, making it more palatable as an everyday driver.
All 392s are 4-door Rubicon models with compact-sized rear seats and cargo room. The optional one-touch power top creates a sense of airiness when open and couldn't be easier to operate. And despite the extreme off-road capability here, there's also a bevy of driver assistance features, even adaptive cruise control.
Not only is this the coolest color combination of any Jeep I've ever seen, but it also possesses the greatest amount of detail and fun features, like this fold-out table here in the tailgate. There's a built-in air compressor. You've got your own custom toolkit. There's a built-in winch in the front. And then you've got this fully power-operated sliding roof and all of the luxury and convenience features, elevating this Wrangler to ultimate Jeep status.
As for the drive itself, on-road, it's definitely more refined and precise than I would have guessed, yet it's not imitating a Porsche by any means. The paddle-shifted 8-speed transmission and HEMI combo are a torquey, auditory dream come true, and having automatic four-wheel drive, as opposed to having to choose between two-wheel and four-wheel, is the perfect solution here. Off-road, it has every trick in the book, and then some, including an air intake system that expeditiously moves water away from the engine, a super strong Gorilla Glass windshield, and high-performance shocks to handle the 392's added capabilities. And nothing we've thrown at it this week has even made it sweat. And the electronics aspect is top-notch, with cameras and numerous other helpers. The Off-Road Plus modes also aid in sandy and rocky environments, even allowing the rear axle to be locked at high speeds. The Wrangler 392 Not So Final Edition is everything that makes us passionate about cars. It's wild, fun, a little nutty, and of course, over the top, while still modern enough to be far more than just a toy. It's Jeep doing Jeep things in a no-holds-barred kind of way. For Test Drive Now, I'm Steve Hammis.